Hello there, beautiful people. Welcome back to Weeds of Waves. I've just been doing 5 hours of gardening, so I'm a little bit hot and sweaty and sticky and stuff. It's not quite raining out there, but it's been good. I've got stiff arms and stiff shoulders, but as I said, it's been good. Yeah, it's been an interesting week or two. I think I'm turning corners. You see, the outside world frightened the life out of me for a while. And yeah, I've been dealing with that, and it's like, okay, where is the power? Where is the pattern within the pattern? So I've been writing poetry, and over the weekend we went to the chili festival in Dorset. I'm not a great fan of chilies, but I did have a chili beer. Oh, it was a little bit much for me. But my partner loves chilies. He was sampling all the hot stuff, and yes, that was a lot of fun. So this is Lammas. This is a tidal change. So emotions run high. Well, I always feel it. It's like an in-breath or an out-breath. There's always like a pause. And so whatever's happening tends to sort of, you have to deal with, and it's like in your face. And it's usually, for me, it's emotional. And I'm looking around at the world and I'm scared shitless of where's it's going. And yeah, so I've had to find a path. Now, this is where it gets interesting, because I wait and see. I sit and I wait to see what comes to me. And the path that's come to me is beautiful and it's amazing. It's a bit scary, a bit dark, but okay, I'm like that. That's the story of my life. But a book, The Curse of the Wetiko, and I might even not pronounce that right, but the Wetiko is an American Indian spirit of selfishness and greed. Now, it depends where you look at it, where you read about it. But the curse of the Wetiko, it's like a spirit of negativity. Now, I get the feeling it may have lost a lot of interpretation, which is fine. I'm not American. I've been to America. I love Americans. I think it's great. I think you need more guns, not less. But anyway, but yeah, America is one thing. And I have been to New Mexico. I have seen some of the American stuff. I do know of the American shamanism, though my own path was Celtic shamanism. I'm a Celt, not an American Indian. So when I'm reading about this, I'm always aware that there is a cultural exchange. A lot of the interpretation may not be how I interpret it. I trained as an acupuncturist, so Chinese medicine was my thing, and an awful lot was lost in translation. So I'm aware of when I use the word Wetiko, it might not be used correctly. So I have to read, and I have to sort of balance up what I think it is. But it would make a hell of a lot of sense. It was like a light bulb going off. And I'm reading this, a book. I've got another book, Columbus and Other Cannibals. It's like, okay. Again, there's a psychological thing. The Jung, of course, called it the shadow, but there's a lot more to that. And my experiences in demonology and sorcery and occult magic, wow, suddenly it makes sense. Now, we could really, really annoy a few people, and I would say, okay, but the spirit of Christianity, Jehovah, Judaism, and Islam comes from the war god down in Jehovah, if you like, and yeah, we could call it that. Now, yeah, okay, I'm not an Abrahamic, and I respect the fact if you are. I always liked the Christianity spirit of grace, which would be the opposite of this. So I'm not comfortable with calling the spirit of Wetiko Jehovah. Okay, it was suggested that it was Jehovah. There is an awful lot of insanity in the Abrahamics, and it was inflicted upon the world. 100%. Psychologically, yeah, once somebody gets a religious fanatical impulse, they go slightly nuts and start inflicting it on their neighbors. And yeah, okay, I get it, but no, I'm sorry, there is an underlying insanity going on, and it feels outside of us. Now, as without, so within. So I'm aware that there will be an inside shadow, but of course there is. We create our own reality, that which we see, all that stuff. So, okay, if I'm looking at a spirit that causes insanity, fear, madness, greed is like everywhere. Perversion, it gets worse. I've been so angry at the way children are being trafficked, pervertedly raped, and I don't even like looking at it. Everything about it. I'm a mum. I may not be a great mum, but yeah, how could any species do that to their young? I'm gobsmacked. It's totally, to me, I've gone through my own shadows. I can be a right bloodthirsty bitch. And I'm proud of that in a lot of ways. It gives me the strength and anger to get through things. But I'd never harm an innocent. It's like, I looked at everything about me that is, not morally correct or not politically correct or ethically correct. And there's an awful lot of stuff that I'm screwed up with. But I would never, ever hurt a child. I would protect a child. It's fundamental to my being. And I couldn't do such a thing. And a lot of the times when I look and see the perversions of this world, I'm shocked because I would never do such a thing. I wouldn't. I couldn't. I can be a right nasty creature and I could kill to protect myself and my children. I would kill to protect a child. I would probably give my life for a child. That's how I see the things. So when I'm looking at how this world is going about, I'm horrified. So the only way that I can look at this is say, right, either as a species we're disgusting and we deserve to be wiped out, and that's where I was for a while, okay? Or there is a spirit involved. There is a spirit of, maybe called Watiko, the spirit of selfishness, greed, and perversions. Now, I've seen demonic possession. Something tried to possess me many times. And yeah, I'm aware of entity attachments and how addictions and stuff like that, they are often influenced by sort of entities. I know my history and I know how to remove things and how to keep myself clean and sane. But, okay, if there is a spirit here, it's a pattern. See, a pattern within a pattern within a pattern. Patterns are all my thing. I don't care whether you want to call it autistic or on the spectrum. I don't care. Labels are my own, and I'll call myself what I need. But when I read stuff about autistic people looking for patterns, I can acknowledge that. All I know is that it's a global thing now, right? So once upon a time, I'm proud to be British. I'm proud to be English. Now I look around the world, and it's a global thing. There is no ifs, buts, and about it. There's something going on globally. So, it's a logical deduction. It's a logical pattern that a spirit of greed. Hang on a second. There's a truck trying to get past me very tightly. He got past me. That's fine. There's a spirit of greed and of perversion and of I don't give a fuck. I've never liked that phrase. I've always cared. I cannot not. To not give a fuck, that's weird. How can you not care? Maybe there's medication involved. I don't know. But the spirit of Watiko, influencing, corrupting, perverting people of influence. They are influenced. Maybe they helped them gain influence. I don't know. But it would make sense. It would actually take humanity as a fucking rotten fruit that should be falling off the hook. And we've just got an enemy now. And a predator. It's a predatory enemy. It wins battles and you can feel the glee. And it's insidious. It builds. It's patient. Oh, very, very patient. Just plant a seed here and watch it grow and water it a bit and watch how the people get stupid and ignorant and dumbing down of things. It would also infest us. It would, open us up to all kinds of other entities. So it wouldn't be just the one entity that we're looking at. We're looking at, like, once the door is open, there is other things that can come in and latch itself on to certain people and have their own agenda, which would make sense, because I've always said this isn't black and white. This isn't them against us. This isn't the 99% against the one. It doesn't make sense. There is definitely divide and rule. We are being divided so quickly, and it's very hard to rise above that, because right now the climate says you're on one side or the other. Very, very simple. Absolutely simple. You're on one side or the other. Now, I have to rise above that, and I'm finding it hard. Don't get me wrong. I'm not immune to this. I'm aware of it. And I think there's other people aware of it, and they're calling it different things. I like Twitter sometimes, because Twitter sparks interesting conversations. Yeah, there's some arseholes there, but there's arseholes everywhere. But when Twitter starts talking about why are we questioning the narrative? Why is it something that some people can question the narrative and other people can't? Good question. Why are we immune? I wouldn't say I'm immune to the spirit, but I would say that I'm aware of the spirit. And first step of being aware of it is a good step. First step of avoiding the trap is to be aware of it. So that's where I'm going. And I'd like you to join me. Please join me on my trip. I'm going down the rabbit hole, and I'm fucking hunting spirits. And if you want to call it Watiko, fine. I haven't got a better word for it yet. The predatory spirit, perhaps. I don't like, I've heard the woke thing about cultural appropriation. I'm not American Indian. I know very little about them. All I've got is the books I'm reading, and that's the word that they use. But, wow, what an amazing journey. Something that you can get your teeth into. We can't fight the government. Oh, we can, but it doesn't get us anywhere. It's like, it's not the source. When you see all the governments acting as one, your specific government is not the problem, okay? They're all acting as one. They're all reading from the same song sheet, right? So big tech is acting the same sort of way as your government is. Sorry, you have to look bigger than that. And everything to me is a waveform, so I have to fight where I can fight. And I'm not going out protesting. I'm not going to go out signing petitions. I don't feel that that does any work whatsoever. But what I can do is hunt down the spirit. Hunt down that particular one. The spirit that is it's global. I don't know much about it yet, but I've got it sent. I can find anything when I really want to. Okay, so that got a bit dark and dreary. Dreary stuff. But, yeah, I hope you'll enjoy what I have planned. I'd like to do more of these. Please like and subscribe. I'm feeling very lost and alone in the wilderness sometimes. That's why I'm going down rabbit holes. But I'm also will keep you up to date on this hunt. Let's hunt for this spirit. Let's hunt for it, because I think that this is a heck of a lot bigger than nationalities, governments, viruses. I think this is a lot bigger than that. And I also think it's been going on for thousands of years. We've been polluted, and it's time to look at that pollution, and like anything else, see how can we remove the entity. I love you lots. Take care of yourselves and each other. Okay, bye now.